Since the attacks on the Twin Towers in New York 8 years ago, tens of billions of dollars have been spent on airline security. Americans have waited on long lines, taken off their shoes, and given up liquids to pass security. Some experts say Americans should be mad it didn't all work.
You should be very disappointed in your leadership, and we need to hold these people accountable.
Some analysts say more sophisticated scanning equipment could detect explosive devices and the components that Nigerian Umar Farouk Abdul-Muttalib was allegedly carrying in his underwear when he boarded that Detroit-bound plane in Amsterdam. Dutch authorities say full-body scanners will be in place soon.
In the 3 weeks, all the scanners that we have at our disposal at the airport, that's about 15, they will be used for flights to the United States.
Experts say full-body scanners can see through a person's clothing and spot hidden packages. But even these aren't foolproof, says the minister, a point that privacy advocates are grabbing onto.
Well, certainly one of the issues has been the use of more intrusive detection devices at airports, backscatter or other types of technology that basically do a virtual strip search and can look through your clothes. And there's, the obvious loss of privacy that comes along with that. But there's also some concern that these may not be particularly effective for the threat we're facing.
An example of costly and ultimately ineffective technology were these so-called puffer machines that the U.S. government spent more than $20 million on. They didn't work. Meantime, in Washington, a political debate has heated up, with Republicans criticizing the administration's anti-terror efforts and Democrats accusing Republicans of holding up the administration's nominee for head of the Transportation Security Administration. Michael Chertoff, a former head of Homeland Security, says the focus should be on terrorism, not politics.
And I think, that both sides ought to remember that the enemy is in a cave somewhere in Waziristan.
Investigations have been launched around the world with an eye toward closing the security gaps that the alleged bomber, Abdul-Muttalib, is said to have slipped through. Laurel, Bowman, VOA News, Washington.